Wow, awesome. That was perfect. All right, Jungo is back. Sorry, it's been a few months. Boys are on vacation. No work ethic these days. All right, we got the original Summit. This ball is really early, really flat for me. So we're gonna throw it a few times here, and then we're gonna throw the 2 new balls and see what happens. So the new Ascent Storm, the Summit, is 4,000 finish. So I put that on all 3 balls. Yeah, you can see that ball just doesn't have any bite in the back end. So for me, that Summit, really good for shorter patterns. Really picks up early, nice and flat off the spot. So I gotta play right, have that ball pick up, and be really smooth off the break point. Yeah, as you can see there, got that one little right of target, just doesn't make it up the hill. So playing inside with that ball on a little longer pattern, probably not ideal. Let's go down to the Summit Ascent, see if that corner is a little bit harder in the back end. Wow, night and day. Same core, different cover stock, and that ball rounded the corner way nicer. So I think for the Ascent, able to play a little bit further left, have that ball really pick up and continue through the pins from a little bit further inside than the original. That was perfect. We're bowling on 43 feet, a little bit more oil because these balls are really strong. The Summits are usually the first balls out of my bag, while the original, just because it's really early, smooth, predictable, really cuts down that dry boards at the back end, really predictable, smooth. I'm really excited for this new one. Wow, that's beautiful. I know some people didn't really like the first Summit just because they didn't know how to use it. Very tumbly, right, forward. You gotta stay right. Almost like a urethane ball kind of thing, right? So I would use mine kind of right after the pitch black if it was a short pattern. Play closer to the gutter and have that ball just check up and roll into the pocket. This new Ascent, definitely more down lane, right? You play a little bit further in, as you can see that ball shaping unbelievable right now. Playing a little bit further inside. Awesome. All right, next up, Optimum Idle Pearl. But we put this bad boy at 4,000 grip, same as the other 2 balls. You know, we know what it's gonna do polish. It's gonna skid a long way. It's gonna snap real hard. What's it gonna do at 4,000? All right, same line. Weaker, further down lane than the Ascent. You know, as you can see, I threw that one great. I was right on top of the line I was looking at, right on top of the Ascent. Week 10. That ball almost took out the 10th. We know the Idles are pretty strong balls. They're upper mid performance, right? The Ascent is just that strong, I think. It's not that this ball is weak. The Ascent is that strong. Let's slow it down a little bit. All right, slowed it down. Really checked up in the mid lane and went Brooklyn, right? So very speed sensitive. Let's move a little left, keep that same speed. Hopefully it holds its line. That's better. Yeah, that ball gets really far down lane before it starts to hook at all. And that ball's at 4,000. So I went 500, 2,000, 4,000 in the shop on the spinner to get that nice, you know, matte finish. Yeah, this ball needs some dry boards. This ball definitely needs some dry boards. As soon as I slowed my speed down a little, got a little more head oil, right? That ball just floats down the lane and really continues through the pins more than the Ascent, right? It's same surface right now, and it's still more off the back end. So just because the ball's at the same surface, you know, the make of the ball still matters quite a bit. All right, let's throw the Ascent, same line as that Idle. We'll see if it can come back. Wow, perfection. That ball really, it starts up earlier, you can tell. And just the makeup of the core, characteristics of the cover stock, just gonna pick up earlier, but still very continuous. Like, that was an awesome strike. That was perfect, like 10 back. All right, about halfway through the vid here with Jungo, we just polished the Optimum Idle Pearl back to its box finish. My question today is, does the name of the ball have an effect of you throwing it or buying it? Let me know down in the comments below. For me personally, I like balls with one name. Hey Jung, what are you throwing? Idle. What are you throwing? Summit. You know, I don't like those long name balls. Hey John, what are you throwing? Virtual Energy Blackout. Like, no, I'm not saying all those words, bro. One name, rolls off the tongue. What are you throwing? Idle. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about names of balls. 5-minute break, we're back. We polished the Optimum Idle back to its original box finish, the way it's supposed to be. We know at 4,000, still way longer and way sharper than the Summit Ascent. So polished, it should be even longer and even more sharper than that. So We're gonna stand on the same line and we're gonna see what the surface change in the ball reaction. Yeah, I missed a little inside there, but you can see how far that ball slid. It almost didn't hook at all. Definitely with a little bit of teeth on it with the sandpaper, the 4000, you can definitely see it pick up sooner and continue a little bit more, but let's throw it a few more times. Got that one to the proper break point, barely touched the head pin, right? So I'm thinking the 4000 added maybe 3 or 4 boards of hook and a couple feet sooner for sure. If you have a ball that's polished, shiny, came out of the box polished, you don't really use it much, doesn't hook too much, doesn't hook enough for you, throw some surface on there, right? It can become a brand new ball with a brand new ball reaction. Okay, since that one barely hit the head pin, we're going 3 and 3 to the right. A little better. Got more of the head pin, but uglier lead. Light 410. So let's stay in that same spot. We'll just slow it down. But man, the polish, it killed the hook on this ball. All right, really good shot there. You can see how sharp that ball is at the end of the pattern now with that polish, right? So don't be afraid to change the cover stock surfaces on your balls, guys. Every ball can be 10 different balls with different surface, right? Play with it, match it up to the conditions, right? And all of a sudden your 6-ball arsenal becomes a lot more in 6 once you start changing the surfaces. Yeah, missed a little inside of my target there, and you can see it just doesn't like the oil with the polish, right? So if you got this ball polished, you're gonna really need some dry boards, or you're gonna have to be bowling on like a high friction surface in order for this ball to slow down properly. All right, 2 more with the Ascent, send it home. All right, Ascent. Ooh, yeah, that ball's way stronger than the Optimum Idle Pearl. I thought that was good off my hand. 4-7. All right, move a little left. I like this ball. I like it. It smells like gum. Ball smells like gum. Spearmint gum. Oh, get that 5 out of there. All right, we just got done bowling. 43 feet dead man's curve. You know, upper mid-range bowling balls here, a lot of core, a lot of cover. So we decided to put a little bit more oil out. By far, the Ascent here rolled the best. You know, I could strike all day on this pattern with this ball, just picked up in the right spot, continued through the pins, absolutely awesome. And because of that, I threw 4000 grit on my Optimum Idle Pearl before we bowled, and just to see what the difference would be at the same cover prep, you know? And this one is obviously longer, weaker, and sharper down lane, and I almost missed the head pin to the right on the same line as the Summit here. So this ball has way more teeth and way more giddy up in the mid lane and back end, right? So if you were in a market for a strong symmetrical solid, now this is the ball. This ball is awesome. This ball, an idle, of course it's awesome as well, just different, right? Longer, weaker, much weaker. And then we polish it back to its box finish. It went even longer and was even weaker than that. Almost missed the head pin again on the same line I was throwing. So I had to move 3 and 3 to the right and finally hit the pocket again. Optimum Idle Pearl, definitely for later in the day. You need some dry boards down lane, or you need to be bowling on a surface that's got high friction so that ball can slow down earlier and, you know, have its proper shape. Because on this pattern, there's a little bit too much oil. You know, it's just gonna slide through the break point a little bit too often, come in behind the head pin. As you saw there, I left the pocket 410. You know, a lot of people chalk that up to bad luck, but it's not. It's bad ball reaction, right? I hit the head pin, hit the pocket. It's just going in at the wrong angle. So you're gonna leave funky stuff like that if you don't have the right ball motion, right angle into the pins. Where I feel like if I throw the Ascent here on that pattern, I'm gonna get some really crazy strikes. Like the opposite is gonna happen. Ball reaction is really good. It's gonna carry a ton. So you really got to match your ball to the pattern, surface prep to the pattern, etc. The original Summit against this one, much earlier, much flatter. I think it's got maybe 3 or 4 boards less in it. New balls hook more. It's just the way it is. If you have any questions or comments about this vid, down in the comments, let me know what's happening. Also, answer my question down in the comments. What do you think about names of balls? Do you like 1 word, 2 words, 3 words? Doesn't matter. Do you like simple? Do you like complex? Right? I love the simple names. Summit, Idle, boom, done. That's the name of the ball. All right, tried to do something a little bit different today. Change the surfaces on one of the balls, tried to match it with another new ball that just came out. If you guys have any ideas of what you want to see on the lanes, Jungo is happy to abide and do some suggestions down in the comments. All right, let us know. Let's get that comment section rolling. Shop.Boofa Bowling. Promo code JUNGO BARKS. Beginning of the season, you need some gear, 10% off. Let's go.